Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, shalom. Found myself at a bit of a loose end today, so I scoured the net, something that I did say on my previous ones I wouldn't do, but I'm only going to report the strong rumours. So get me binge ready. I hope you're all well, Spurs fans. It's nearly time to get on board the Thomas the Frank engine. Boop boop! Right. Tottenham Hotspur are close to finalising a deal to get Thomas Frank as their new manager. Personal terms now believed to have been agreed. Now compensation costs are now at an advanced stage, with Brentford wanting to have the 10 million release clause met and paid in full. Obviously, we all know from past experiences, this Daniel Levy we're talking about. So he's wanting to negotiate the deal, maybe not just in terms of the cost, but to stagger the payments. Frank is also keen to bring, please excuse my pronunciations, those that know me know I'm useless, but to bring Mbwamo and Nathan Collins with him. Shalom, Army. Yeah, with him. Believed to be, because Mbwemo apparently is believed to be stalling on a possible move to Manchester United, contrary to what reports say. I've been told that the £350,000 a week that he's supposed to be demanding for Manchester United is a load of rubbish. He's at the moment on 50 grand a week. So I'm sure that if Thomas Frank says, look, come over to Tottenham with me, we'll give you 100 grand a week. You know how I act, you know you're going to play. I'm sure he would come over. Spurs have been keen on Frank for a few years, but Scott Munn, Tottenham's chief football officer, was actually the man who persuaded Daniel Levy to hire Ange Postecoglou in the first place, although Levy apparently wasn't a fan. Munn is apparently expected to be the next name on the list of departures, especially with Fabio Paratici due to return to the club. If Spurs do obtain the services of Brian and Bello, it's thought that any bid for Eze from Crystal Palace would not happen. That disappoints me, Spurs fans, because I think if we were to get both, I mean, we'd probably end up with none, but if we was to get both, I reckon that'd be a massive signal of intent. But this is Tottenham on about it. Last season, Mbwamo played 38 games for Brentford in the Premier League, scoring 20 goals and registering 7 assists. He's direct, naturally left-footed, but not shy about using his right. He excels when driving into space. A look at his goals and assists from last season shows a player whose favoured areas is in and around the penalty area and knows how to get them consistently. I'm sure you all know about it, Buemo, anyway, but maybe not so much about Nathan Collins. And I've done a bit of digging because I didn't know too much about it myself. I'll hold my hands up. Apparently, he's a physically imposing centre back, right footed, known for his strong aerial presence, good positional play, and increasing composure on the ball. He's a strong duelist in the air, excels at reading the flight of the ball, and has improved his decision making whilst in possession. While he is comfortable to playing long balls, he also possesses the ability to distribute the ball accurately and effectively. Obviously, as well, he'll be used to Frank's system and way of playing. Defensive strengths. He's a natural defender with a strong physical presence, making him a tough opponent in aerial duels. He's also known for his positional awareness, allowing him to intercept attacks and cover space effectively. His positional play, he's capable of reading the play, anticipating where the danger is, and reacting swiftly to neutralise threats. The only thing I had heard about him was his passing ability was poor, but here it says he has a high pass completion rate and is comfortable playing both short and long passes, contributing to Brentford's build-up play. I'm always a bit wary, Spurs fans, when I see pass completion rate from defenders that's in the 80s and 90s, because most of them are like when they're playing it around the back, so it can be quite deceiving, can't it? But he's continually improving his game. He's only young, with a focus on decision-making and ability to play on the front foot. Areas for improvement. While he has made significant strides, Collins is still developing his decision making, particularly when under pressure or when facing players with dribbling abilities. He also played every minute for Brentford in last season's Premier League. That's good to hear, and after the injuries that we suffered last season. Other news, Spurs are also trying to trigger a deal which would involve Richarlison moving back to Everton and centre-back Gerard Braithwaite coming to Tottenham. Still only 22 years old, the Shalom, Johnny. The left-sided centre-back, left-footed centre-back, was voted Everton's Young Player of the Year last season, so Spurs would have to stump up some serious cash to prize away Everton's young asset, whether Richarlison is part of the deal or not. I'm told that Richarlison was keen to go back to Everton, but now we're in the Champions League. That might be a bit more difficult. Spurs do need a left-sided centre-back, and we've been looking around for a while now. I think we've all thought we needed a left-footed centre-back for a while. In my opinion, I think he's worth paying a bit for, not just for his age, but his ability is there to be seen. He's not slow. He's not as quick as Van der Ven, but he's not slow. Yeah, I've got that at the end, Johnny. I'll bring that up in a minute, Chavi. And surprisingly, because Everton are under the cosh, until they made a little bit of recovery to the end, his fouls conceded is quite low. And it's the fact that he's left-footed means Spurs will try and push any sort of deal through. And there's no smoke of that fire, is there, Spurs fans? We've been linked to him for quite a while. Spurs are believed to be currently trying to convince QT Romero to stay, offering him a substantial pay rise, and also are willing to give him the captaincy at the club. Spurs, now in the Champions League, they want Romero to sign an extension on his contract that has 2 years left to run. If he doesn't sign, the club are believed to be open to offers of around the 60 million mark to obtain his services. In my opinion, Spurs fans, that's too low. I'd say at least 70. I know he's got a desire to play in Spain, but if he stays for another year, having signed an extension, he could still leave after next season, and the club would get a good fee for him. And then both parties would be happy. He can give it a go in the Champions League. If this season goes crap, he can go over to Spain. He does want to go over to Spain. I think he should stay for one more year, don't you? On to Sonny John there. Even though he finally made his dream of winning a trophy with the club, sources are indicating that if a huge offer comes in, the club are willing to let the current captain leave. Spurs are apparently leaving the decision with the player, so that's one to watch. In my opinion, he's a legend, but if we can get very good money for him, I would let him go elsewhere. He's been a terrific servant for the club, but he is on the decline, and I ain't being rude or nothing like that. He just is. So normally I don't go on about the Watford and all that, but they're quite strong rumours they are. Do I think we'll get Mbeumo and Collins? I don't know. I think they might get Mbeumo, whatever his name is. I'm not sure about Collins. I can't see Brentford letting two of their good players go on it unless we would give them some serious dough. Also, would Collins come over to Tottenham? Thinking, I ain't going to get a game every week. I know we do need defenders, but if Romero stays, you've still got Danzo, and you've still got Phillips. You've still got that Mihailovic. Is it coming back? So would he really come? If I had to guess, I'd say I don't think Collins would come. I think that it'd be Mbeumo, and I would hope that they changed their mind. Yeah, I mentioned that, John. I don't know if you heard it just before I said it. Just before you joined, I think I said that. Yeah, but we've been linked with him for a while, and he ain't a bad player. But I just don't understand why any centre backs would come to Tottenham unless I know he plays sometimes a back three, sometimes a back four, sometimes a back five. Thomas Frank, but you're going to want regular games. Braithwaite's another one. He plays week in, week out for Everton. Collins plays week in, week out for Brentford. So I don't know. Maybe a lot depends on the Romero thing, and I think that's a good move by Tottenham if those sources are true to say that give him the captaincy role. I think that might help. Give him a pay rise in the captaincy, but I don't want to see his John after defenders. To be honest with you, we do need a lovers. I would go for Braithwaite because we need cover for Van der Ven, but I want to see us go out there. And like I said, it would be a statement of intent if we got him Bueno and Eze. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? This is, as I said, it's Tottenham we're talking about. So I don't know. So I can't see Brentford letting two of their players going 1-8, to be honest with you. But yeah, just a short one today, Spurs fans. As I was sitting there at the loose end, and I've got quite a bit of gossip come through. Let me know your thoughts, or let me know what targets you'd want us to go for. And I'll speak to you very soon. Take care. Shalom.